Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Maya and I thank you so much for being here on the Pisces new moon today. So new moon is all about creating new things, and Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac. So it's all about being sensitive and engaging with our subconscious. So I love this type of energy. And yeah, I wanted to just have a sit down video, connect with you all and talk about something that's on my heart, because I know that when I do that, I'm meeting someone where they need something, they need to be heard, or someone feels out there similar to me. And the whole point of my channel is just to try to spread the information I know about healing and self-growth so that I may help others. So this video is about codependency and being an unhealed empath. So I've talked about codependency in a video before. I'll link that somewhere down below or on the screen. And I've learned a few more things about codependency since that video, so I thought I would create a new one and just share with you the experiences that I've had and some things that I've learned about codependency and its connection to being an unhealed empath. So if you're interested in this topic, please keep watching. First things first, I'm gonna give a shout out to this book by Melody Beatty, and it's about being codependent no more. So I've learned a few more new interesting things from this book. I'm not done with it, but I'll do a full review once I am. So one interesting thing I learned about codependency is that it's a term that was created in the 70s or somewhere around there to describe people who had alcoholics as loved ones. So if you had alcoholic as a loved one, you would be considered a codependent person. And I thought that was very interesting because that's not how I think about codependency in my life. It's much more in relationship to my mental health journey, having borderline personality. Codependence and borderline really go together. So that's more so my experience with it. But I thought it was very interesting that it first was created to describe people who had alcoholics as loved ones, because it's not only looking at the person in their life who's chemically dependent, but looking at the codependent person to see how they're influencing, attracting, and choosing people maybe, or how their family has created them to choose people in their adult life or in the moving forward. People who are unhealthy, needy, narcissistic, just people who don't want someone to live for themselves, rather people who want them to live for someone else. So those are the type of people codependents usually attract: narcissists and needy people who really need a lot of help. And this is obviously a trap because a codependent person doesn't get their own needs met. They will help other people before they have their own needs met. And they have this kind of expectation that other people will do the same, even though that's not how people work and that's not how life works. You're only responsible for yourself and no one else. So it's ridiculous to think you're responsible for someone else and someone else is responsible for you. That's just not how life works, unfortunately, or fortunately, because we get to grow this way. So that's why I believe that codependent people are really just unhealed empaths. What I mean by that is, obviously an empath is a very empathetic person that can feel other people's emotions, beliefs, experiences, memories, even if the other person can't. So they can really feel other people's subconscious. So when you're growing up, obviously as a codependent person, they were experiencing trauma as a child. That's why they feel like, oh, they're not lovable, they don't deserve to be taken care of, they don't deserve to be focusing on themselves. Obviously somewhere growing up, that person learned that from someone. And it's very important to pinpoint where your lack beliefs started and your beliefs of your wounded inner child. Where did that start? It's important to find those memories and kind of work with that, do shadow work to help transmute those memories into beliefs of abundance and abundance of love and compassion for ourselves. Because that's essentially the issue with codependent people. They have a very wounded inner child and they're very empathetic. So they feel like if they can fix everyone else, if they can help everyone else, if they can control everything else, and they can probably control what's inside and help themselves. But that's never going to happen, and that's never the case. So codependent people, I think once you start not being so ignorant to what you're doing to yourself and others, this abuse cycle that you're putting yourself in, once you can, gain some knowledge and awareness around it, mindfulness, then I think the dominoes just fall into place and everything starts working itself out and you start to begin to heal yourself. So that's a really amazing thing. We just have to be mindful of when these feelings come up inside of us, of when we start wanting to control our environment by manipulating the people around or whatever have you, scheming and planning instead of living in the moment and taking care of ourselves, getting our needs met, because we matter too. And the whole thing about unhealed empaths is that our society needs them, needs healed empaths, that is. Our society craves that and desires that, because for so long the masculine side, the right brain, I believe, side of us was just taking over our society, masculine everything. So our society and our earth desperately needs to rebalance the feminine aspect of our in our culture, in our society. So empaths are a big way to have that, or a big ticket to rebalancing the feminine energies, regardless if you identify as what gender you identify as, gender fluid. A lot of people I'm seeing, a lot of young people are more and more feminine. So that means more and more non-linear, more and more emotional, moving from the heart space. And therefore we can pick up on other hearts around us. It's actual heart science that our heart picks up the information and the heartbeats from the hearts around us. So if you're an empath, you're really tuned into that collective conscious field, and we need that to help our society heal. So first you have to heal yourself as an empath, and then you can start healing other people. And how do you know if you're healed? Your needs are met, you're happy, you're not hungry, you're exercising every day, drinking enough water, getting enough sleep, taking time for yourself to journal and create every day. I think if you're doing that, you're good. So journaling is a big important part of helping myself heal. I think I mentioned this in the last video. It helps with shadow work, it helps with inner child work, it helps with it all, because you're really able to tap into your subconscious and transform it, see it on paper, and agree, do I want to believe this or not? Like, have an objective opinion about what's going on in your subconscious mind, and therefore you can transmute it, translate it into something that you want for your higher self. So it's a beautiful miracle that you can be doing for yourself, is journaling every day. Also doing yoga every day. Follow me on my yoga Instagram to take yoga classes from me. I have classes on Saturday mornings and I sub here and there. I'll write the link on the screen, purushayoga.org or something like that, and you can go to schedules and then find my name, Maya, and then you can take yoga classes from me. And if you want to do shadow work with me, check out my Patreon. I do shadow work every other week, around 30 minutes to an hour. And I will be posting on there more. So yeah, check me out if you want more spiritual content. But acknowledging your trauma is just the takeaways of how to heal ourselves as codependent people. Acknowledge our trauma, be mindful of what triggers us, and notice when we're being triggered, just walk away, just move to another location. That's something that's really helped me. If I'm being triggered in one room, I'll go to another room and feel completely better. And that's something that's a bit tough for me to decipher with borderline, because I never want to leave, even though I want people to leave often, and I want to leave. It's hard for me to walk away, and that can be a tough situation to be in, because you're in this push and pull, confused state, and nothing good comes out of that state, trust me. So I recommend first getting ourselves out of that fight, flight, nervous system state by calming down, taking a bath, taking a walk, removing yourself, doing something solely for yourself, hug a tree, look at the sun, whatever feels nice for you. Do yoga, and then come back to the situation knowing that you're a much healthier person coming from a much more centered perspective, so you're not reacting, because borderline people oftentimes are just reacting to the outside without actually moving from the heart space inside, then creating from there. They kind of just create from the outside in, and that's not what we need for empaths, because we're just going to recreate the old ways in our society if we keep doing that. So we don't want that. We want to create something new. So I'm very happy to be here with you all on this healing journey. I still have my ways to go. I'm not perfect. I still have tough days. Like a few days ago, wasn't yesterday, but it was the day before on Friday. Oh, it was yesterday on Friday. I had a very tough day on Thursday, so I was just dealing with the aftermath of a tough day on Thursday on Friday. And in the morning I woke up and I didn't want my partner to go to work. So, but I knew instead of like asking and being an unhealed empath, begging for them to stay or what have you, or asking them to stay, I just recognized the thought of, oh, I don't want them to go to work. And I interrogated it. Well, why don't you want them to go to work? Because I know I have to be responsible for myself. I know that I cannot blame someone else to have my day went or whatever. I have to be stepping fully into who I am. So, and I told my inner child, I won't leave you, I won't abandon you, this is all good. And in fact, I reminded myself, I'll probably feel better once I'm alone, because that always happens. I think I never want to be alone, and I'm alone, and I'm like, whew, thank you. So as being an empath, we need our alone time to really know what energy is ours and what energy isn't. So don't be afraid to take a step back, and knowing that you're not taking a step back because you're selfish, you are actually helping the world by helping yourself, because we're all one. So I love you. Please take care of yourself. Be gentle and kind to yourself, and I'll see you for the next video. I hope this was interesting. Leave me a comment down below. Don't forget to like, subscribe this video if you did. And if you want more content like this, check out Candace Vandel's YouTube channel. I'll write her name on here. She's really awesome, making a lot of content about healing the wounded empath and the inner child, the highly sensitive person. And she has a lot of memberships and ways and tools to help you heal. Happy new moon! I love you, and I'll see you soon. Bye.